Howdy, my name is Logan, and I'm defending Contagia conjugata, or more commonly known as braconid wasp.
Howdy, my name is Mackenzie, and today I will be defending the Nabis americiferus, whose common name is the damselbug. Today we will be debating whether the braconid wasp, Coetzea conjugata, or the damselbug, Nabis americiferus, is more beneficial.
My species is the Contagia conjugata, otherwise known as the braconid wasp. Braconid wasps are found throughout the temperate climates of the world, with over 1,700 species in North America and approximately 100,000 species worldwide. They're most abundant during the summertime in warm, humid climates. Adults rarely exceed over half an inch in length and can be distinguished by their mostly black, sometimes brown head and wings. They have dark red-orange bodies and narrow abdomens, as well as long black wings and antennae. Females are equipped with a needle-like ovipositor, often mistaken for a stinger, which braconid wasps uniquely lack. These special ovipositors allow braconid wasps to easily and effectively attach their eggs to hosts in places where other wasps can't. Females use their long ovipositor to unconventionally inject eggs inside of pests such as wood-boring beetles, tomato hornworms, soft-bodied caterpillars, cotton bollworms, aphids, and thousands of others. Females are attracted to the smell of caterpillars devouring leaves and have a distinctive capacity to lay up to 200 eggs per day in one host during summer months. After the eggs hatch, the larvae begin feeding on the insides of its host, slowly weakening and killing the organism. Once the larvae are ready to pupate, they eat their way out of their host pests to form cocoons made out of silk on their host exoskeleton. 4 to 8 days later, metamorphosis is complete, and the next generation of small braconid wasps emerge out of the tips of their cocoons. Adults mainly feed on nectar and pollen, especially that of flowers in the carrot family, and over the 4 to 5 day lifespan. Due to the parasitic relationship they have with pests, braconid wasps are a vital pest control agent and have proved their impact in reducing agricultural loss. Their wide variety of hosts, consisting mainly of pests in their larval stage, provide immense benefits to many different plants these hosts feed on, as well as the overall economy. Furthermore, because of adults' appetite for nectar and pollen, braconid wasps help pollinate flowering plants. This ensures that braconid wasps don't eat beneficial insects or agriculture. Their elimination of pests on valuable agriculture and their ability to generate new plant life proves their benefits to the environment, and their incapability to harm humans proves that braconid wasps are solely beneficial insects.
Nabis americiferus, or the damselbug, is a true bug of the order Hemiptera. In the world, there are over 500 species of damselbugs recognized. Most abundant during late summer months, such as mid-June and August, the damselbugs can be found in home gardens, orchards, and field crops, taking shelter in ground coverings and low-growing grass fields. These bugs are characterized by their needle-like mouth, large round eye, and the presence of a beak. Adult damselbugs range from 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch long, while nymph damselbugs are roughly 1/8 of an inch long. They are soft-bodied insects with a tan to reddish-brown appearance similar to that of assassin bugs. The Nabis americiferus contains 2 pairs of functional wings, with the forewings displaying short veins at the tip. Structurally, the damselbug is cone-shaped, with the abdomen bearing more surface area than that of the thorax and head. Their head is very slender, with both 4-segmented antennae as well as 4-segmented beak. This beak, characteristic of true bugs, lies underneath the body alongside their mouth, but is adept to extend in order to pierce prey. Nymphs display the same prominent beak as well as body appearance, however they have not yet formed wings but rather wing pads. Both adult and nymph damselbugs have enlarged front femurs lined with spines for grasping and holding prey. Female damselbugs insert their eggs into plant stems and other plant tissues. The damselbug matures through 5 stages to perform an incomplete metamorphosis of egg, nymph, and adult stages. This process of lifespan takes about 50 days. As nymphs, damselbugs consume 1 to 2 eggs or aphids a day and progress to eating 1 to 2 dozen as adults. As a predatory species, the damselbug immediately eats its prey using its slender tongue located in its beak by pinching and sucking the body contents out. This species feeds on a variety of other insects, including pests such as caterpillar eggs, aphids, tree hoppers, spider mites, and armyworms. Some damselbugs will eat plant material, however, the impact on plant life is negligible. Damselbugs are incredibly beneficial as they act as biological control by feeding on a vast number of arthropod pests who feed on plants and crops.
Although damselbugs are effective in killing mainly pest species, they are guilty of killing beneficial insects and even their own species. In contrast, braconid wasps have too small of a mouth to be capable of killing and eating any beneficial insects, which would reduce pest control. Also, damselbugs will resort to eating vegetation when prey is scarce, causing harm to plant life. And on the other hand, braconid wasps don't eat nor do harm to any plants. Instead, they actually benefit them by pollinating numerous plants such as mustard, carrots, and dill. Additionally, since damsel bugs prefer low-growing grass, their habitat must be maintained by humans to provide shelter for these beneficial insects. This is not true of adult braconid wasps, who have no preference for their shelter other than aside from the same plants its hosts feed on. Their broad preference of shelter increases their likelihood of surviving and continuing to benefit the environment. For these reasons, braconid wasps are more beneficial to humans and the environment than damsel bugs.
While it is true that damsel bugs will prey on some beneficial species as well as their own kind, this typically only happens when they are completely depleted of their preferred food source. Damsel bugs can survive up to 2 weeks without food source, and when they cannot find any other food, they result in cannibalism. This is actually a beneficial trait in that it works as a built-in population control. By resulting in eating members of its own species, this insect ensures that the strongest will continue their population. Additionally, if a damsel bug does feed on plants, it is at minimal levels in such a way that no damage is caused to the plant life, such as eating plant decay and compost. Damsel bugs are extremely helpful in maintaining crop life, as their main source of food is pests that thrive off of these crops. These insects are also relatively easy to capture and transport from home gardens to field crops, and it is recommended to do so in order to help preserve the plant lives harvested, whereas the brachynoid wasp is much more difficult to collect.
Although it's true that damsel bugs live far longer than braconid wasps, allowing more time for pest elimination, braconid wasps make up for their short-lived lives through rapid reproduction. They have the ability to lay over 350 eggs during their 5-day lifespan and up to 200 per day. They can lay as many eggs in one day as damsel bugs can over their entire lifetime. This is crucial in comparing their benefits because their population can increase far quicker than damsel bugs, making them a highly dependable pest control agent. In addition, braconid wasps are more biologically diverse than damsel bugs and can adapt to their environment through fewer generations, hence their copious adaptations. With over 10,000 more species than damsel bugs, braconid wasps have adapted to inject and kill a larger variety of pests in a larger variety of regions. Due to this information, it can be determined that braconid wasps are better suited than damsel bugs to control a wide range of pest populations.
It is true that braconid wasps produce more eggs in a smaller time period. However, damsel bugs produce up to 200 eggs in one mating season and produce multiple generations throughout the year, resulting in upwards of 400 eggs over an annual period. Because the damsel bug has a longer lifespan, there is a wider time range of reproduction and population stability. Because braconid wasps produce so many eggs in such a short time period, this can lead to population control issues. While both the braconid wasp and damsel bugs are predatory species, the damsel bugs are predators of far more insects than the braconid wasp, enabling them to control a larger variety of pest infestations. Additionally, the braconid wasp is only seen to be beneficial in its larval stages, whereas the damsel bug is beneficial in both its nymph and adult lifetime. Because the braconid wasp lifespan, let alone larval stage, is considerably shorter than that of the damsel bug is much more beneficial in pest control over a longer period.
Although both species have proven their abilities to effectively control pests, braconid wasps portray usefulness in areas that damsel bugs cannot. By feeding on nectar, these wasps are contributing to the most important part of the continuation of life, pollination. Because braconid wasps prefer shelter and different vegetation than that of its host, they are benefiting a wider variety of plant life. They directly benefit an already diverse range of plant life through killing its pests, but even more so benefit plants through transferring their gametes across the environment. Although braconid wasps kill fewer pests than damsel bugs over their short lifetime, they are more beneficial than damsel bugs due to this aid in plant reproduction. It is essential to understand just how many more plants are being positively affected by braconid wasps than damsel bugs solely due to their ability to pollinate. Hundreds of flowering plants are fertilized over one wasp lifetime, and up to a dozen are rescued from their pests. Braconid wasps are often used in research as sensitive indicators when trying to locate or estimate their host population in a particular region. They have been used numerous times to identify the presence or absence of their diverse host pests and offer results that indicate how well these pests are being controlled. For example, in 2000, braconid wasps were used to study the presence of 250 identified host pests in the Midwestern United States. The results portrayed which pests were the most prevalent and least prevalent in these areas based on how many were affected by the wasp. The results accurately indicate which pest species require further control as well as which pest species weren't present. Therefore, braconid wasps serve science and the environment and are immensely useful test studies due to their stability and lack of harm. Furthermore, it is important to identify the countless variabilities between braconid wasp species and the effects these differences have on their life cycle, preferred host, and human impact.
Damsel bugs lay up to 200 eggs in one mating season and have multiple generations yearly. These bugs live roughly 50 days and perform an incomplete metamorphosis of egg, nymph to adult with 5 instar stages. Commonly found in North America, there are over 500 recognized species of the Nabis americiferus. These 3/8 of an inch sized bugs are small but attack and prey on a wide range of pests. This variety includes caterpillar eggs, small caterpillars, larvae, aphids, lygus bugs, armyworms, and many other plant infesting pests. When the damsel bug is unable to find nutrients to survive, they will result in cannibalism, serving both as population control as well as survival of the fittest. With the exception of their eggs being inserted into plant tissue, damsel bugs have little to no negative effect on plant life. If a damsel bug eats any part of the plant, it is only at small amounts and in order to sustain energy while they search for more nutritious food. As adults, the damsel bug eats 1 to 2 dozen eggs or insects per day, serving as a fantastic pest and biological control. It is important to note that the brachynoid wasp has a lifespan of 5 days, shortening the period of which they can be proved to be beneficial. In research, damsel bugs are used to study pest management and alternatives to pesticides. Damsel bugs have been proven to be extremely helpful due to their large diet and tendency to reside in areas with various crops. Damsel bugs are beneficial in both home gardens as well as large field crops and are often transported between the two to sustain plant life. Because the damsel bug does not survive off of a particular plant, these bugs can be used in almost any type of garden that presents pests. Conversely, while still found in various regions, the brachynoid wasp tends to reside around tomato crops. Additionally, research has been done to study the effect of damsel bug bites on humans, and no detrimental results were found. Aside from the small bubbling of skin, the damsel bug bite is harmless to humans and very rarely occurs. While it's true that brachynoid wasp does not actively attack humans, they will do so if provoked, such as cornering and handling one. This makes it harder to collect and redistribute the brachynoid wasp to new plant domains than it is to collect the damsel bugs. Because the brachynoid wasp lives a much shorter lifetime, attacks a fewer variety of pests, eats a fewer amount of pests per day than the damsel bug, and is only beneficial in its larval stages, the damsel bug is more beneficial.